Hello everyone, this is Bender Guppy. In this video, I'm going to model a sword using random flow and the other add-ons. So I'm going to start with the blade. So this is just going to be a design that's coming from the top of my head, and I'm not using any references. We'll probably inset this. Did I see sword or a blade? Either way, it's going to be concept design. Okay, let's try and remove the duplicates in the middle. The smooth. And okay, let's make it sharp. Let's call Shift X mark sharp. There, sharp. Hmm, there we go. So I'm going to draw an object using draw faces. Going to press C on the open or blank 3D viewport to set the marker for the origin point of the 3D object or where it's going to be created. Okay, see right there. So why did it move? Oh yeah, it's a geometric center. It follows the geometric center, not the. Okay, right there, center. Also tells you how far the object will be created based on the viewport. And we're going to draw the 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 sword hilt. Okay, let's activate mirror axis X and draw it. Okay. Draw cuts. So this is in edit mode. And if I use polygonal and press Control D, Points will snap to vertices, middle of edges, and middle of faces. Only disadvantage is that we have this extra line to make the uh, proper shape for the draw object. Whereas using the knife, you can confirm anytime without actually making the cut shape or closing the cut shape. You can you can close it with just using straight line. But using draw cuts for this has its own advantages. Um, okay, this one. Yeah. We can then separate this and give it another and give it a different thickness. That apply the mesh and so we can affect its topology. There we go. And then mirror that or the mirror X and then say then auto smooth. Okay. We're then going to try and modify this, qualify this. Actually, we can just use the quad slice view. 0.01. Okay. think we I think I messed up with the bevel. Okay. I have gone past this edge here. That's why the resulting bevel is a bit skewed. So watch out for that. Okay. Just like okay, right there. Next is A. And I'm going to codify this using quad slice using the view and adding some more topology and then seeing if we can. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. We can economize on the topology. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. It's good. I think this is also applied. No, it's not. Apply the mesh. Disqualified one slice view. And okay, let's not apply the mesh. Then let's economize the topology. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, okay, and then add another one here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one here, and then this one. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's add an edge here. Then remove this, so it becomes quad, and this is still an ingon, but we can cut an edge here, and it becomes a quad. And this is also a quad. Okay. This is so the randomizers, because the randomizer subdivision will only work on quads and tries, and it will not work on ingons. Although they can generate the randomization can generate ingons, it will not work on ingons. Okay, can work with this. Let's try and bevel this one. Stay with that shape. Okay, I need this to be even bevel, then add the necessary topology or edges segments, bevel segments. So we're going for 8, and we can select all this and use panel cut bevel and adjust the width and the offset. Also, auto smooth this. Oops. I think that's good. Yeah, I should. Um, I was planning to make it sharper for the 15-degree auto smooth, but this looks fine. At least it looks doesn't look too sharp. Looks makes it looks like a cloth that's wrapped onto the handle. Okay, let's try and use. I'm going to save this. So I'm going to separate this another object. I'm going to save these two, just so I can go back to them, save and save Blender. Okay, this one first. Random panels. Okay, select the faces. Random panels, and using the presets, the merge heavy or maybe the merge light. So the download files has the preset folder, and inside the zip file or the preset zip file, you can find the text file with the instructions on where on what directory to paste it to, whether you're using Windows, Linux, or Macs. And then once you paste that and install the add-on, you can now use these presets here. Okay, so I'm using the preset, and the settings has been changed for that preset, but nothing else. The mesh, oh, I'm using the OK button. Convert type, lets me just change that in the random flow settings. Okay, we're back to the live menu. And the panels, merge with the structure. There we go. What what the auto mirror X Y Z, not Y. There we go. What what the what slice tangent? I was actually editing an applied mesh. Okay. And this one here. Okay, let's go back to nope. X and Z. Okay. Random panels, the merge heavy destruction, the merge heavy destructive, increase the subdivision, and just look for something that's going to look cool for the design. So you can use the add-on for concept art models, or by changing your workflow, you can use it to create models for production. And also you can use the add-on for um, to create a reference for your design. Meaning you will take the you will take the randomized result and then model something out of that. Model a new object using the random art as a reference. Okay, so changing your view or how you look at your models. For example, for the first, second shape, the third shape, or how big the detail is. Uh, Meaning that um, what I'm doing here, for example, I'm looking at this model at this distance, and I'm going to try and judge the design of the pattern from this distance. So making it bigger and then playing around with making the details larger by decreasing the subdivision and playing around with the final seed um, to randomize the result. Good. You can also play around with the panel size. Let's try 35. So sometimes with just a few we just you can quickly get what you want playing around with the panel seed, and sometimes you have to really look for the design that you want. So it can sometimes it can take time, but the time you spent is just really fooling around with the panel seed and playing around with the settings. Because what I'm looking for is a less uh, faces that are using that are slanting, that have slanting edges. I'm looking for more squarish design. That's why I'm playing around with the panel seed some more. Maybe if I use even outside, get rid of the spikes and use some notches. Let me see. Also, it helps to look around your model. So if you don't do anything else, you can bring back the redo panel, pressing F9. Okay, this looks good. It has clean areas here, bit of detail, but also balanced area with less detail. It's nice. It's good. And using the same settings here, I'm just playing around with the seed value. You can make the details less busy by increasing the panel size or increasing the or decreasing the panel amount here. Let's try 50. Actually looks good. But let's try something else. You can also invert this. I think with the with this toggle off, the invert panel amount, The first one that will disappear are the smaller islands, and with this on, the first one that will disappear are the larger islands. So you get this. That's why with this setup, I'm getting this really small details. Oops, 15 and less subdivision, increasing the margin, also changes the design, the randomization, because it depends on the topology. I'm using control middle mouse button, rolling it up and down to control the seed value, by the way. Okay, I think I, wait a minute. Oh my god. I'm not getting the same, probably because of the notches. It doesn't work well with the square solver. Try radial. Yeah, that's good. Now let's try some draw some random designs using draw pads. Um, you know, you can of course use decals on this, but this is how I do it the lazy way. Okay, just draw it using topology. Uh, Basically design some weird icon. Just a placeholder, a placeholder design. There you go. Good stuff. We can here as well. Uh, I don't know what we're going to. Okay. Um, Probably that. There we go. Also, a repetition of design. Actually, let's try and mimic this design pattern. I'm going to show you how to repair this. Hit the middle edge, Control X, and Control Shift Alt, then uh, right click on this edge to get the whole bunch, then XC, and then delete this. Do the same thing for this to here. So repetition of design. Here, this one's in this part as well. Okay, maybe on this one. There you go. Repetition of design. So what it means is if you're, for example, modeling a human character and you're in the part of modeling the armor, you finish the armor and then you're creating designs for it and patterns. When you use something like the triangle design on some part of his or her armor, you can then use repetition of pattern or design to place it all over her armor in the right spots and in the right frequency or amount. Okay, let's move on. The blade, actually, we're good. Let's run a vertex color, no saturation, and sharp, mark sharp, 15 degrees or 5 degrees. Play around with the values. Okay, and this one is going to have just a uniform vertex color. And this is going to just have a white color. No vertex color needed for that. Okay, film, transparent, so we don't see the background image of the HDRI and under selecting this. Go to shading, up in materials, selecting these objects here. I'm going to use the row panels soft UV, which means that we're going to use UV. We're just going to unbox this using cube projection, unbox, unwrap using cube projection. This is going to be using random cloth. Okay, let's try and fix the scaling in the um, hilt in the crossguard. So the softer normal map of the row panel soft UV is also introducing some new detail to the model, but softer. Whereas if we use row panel hard UV, this is this is much harsher, but it will of course introduce a new kind of look to the model. Let's go back to soft UV. Okay, for the blade, I'm going to just use the airflow metal. You might have figured out right now, I'm really like grunge textures. So that looks good. That looks like a dented old blade. If you want to go farther than the normal map, for bigger dents, you'd have to model it uh, into the mesh. Like for example, let's apply this. Apply. And let's draw. Oh my god. Plane. Where is not enough points? Okay. Okay. I got you. There we go. One, and then we can go to edit mode. Of, yo. Okay. Go to edit mode of this. Duplicated. So this is being duplicated on the very same model, very same object inside. So this is a single object, and just you're doing this. Give it a little more effort than what I do here because I'm trying to speed this up because of okay. Yeah, more in this side. I can just grab it and do it like that, and there we go. Okay, now let's see. And it looks much better. So I guess the yeah the let's try and let's try and there we go. And also this here, and let's delete the rest. So there's not gonna be too much too much damage here because most of it will be in this area, I think. Okay, I have a no fire thing. Okay, this squat here. I think this operates on UV. Yeah, it operates on UV. So um, smart UV project. No, that should have worked, but I think this works by way of object. I'm not gonna open this. Yes. I think it works in object mode. Might have to replace the or not. Let's see. Maybe it's the offset. Mm, yeah, it's just the offset. Go. Okay, we'll do another. I'll show you another trick for this one. A bonus trick. Okay, what do we need for this? Text view and what are we going to write? Swordy sword, swordy sword. Um, awesomest, awesome blade of the universe. About, about, awesome blade, awesome cosmic blade. 001. You can of course change the font of this in the font properties before you change it as a uh, before you change it to mesh. Okay, I'm gonna just set it as close to the surface of the sword as possible. There we go. And then convert it to mesh. Convert to mesh. Okay. Then extras texture mesh. Change it to that. Let's try 8. Uh, just 7 is good. Okay. And then inset. Inset. Come on. Inset, right? Individual inset. No.
Makain ka ba ng sisig?
Uh,
Yun.
mm, because I have B in A disabled. B. There we go. That's the boundary. Okay. Let's make sure there's no overlap. Okay. And let's select the uh, 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 select the non-manifold edge and then use Alt S to bring it up. Bring it up. There we go. All smooth. There. And then use the same material as the sword. Drag it to that object. Or you can use creative flow assign material. So they now have the same object. Okay. Now let's render this. So you can see it has the shadows. It's reflecting the font object is reflecting on the sword object. So I'm gonna show you how to make this look like it's part of this. So click on the font object and in object properties in the visibility section under the ray visibility, turn off everything besides the camera. So this object will not affect any other object by way of diffuse, glossy, transmission, volume, scatter, or shed. Now let's try and render this. There you, there you go. It looks like it's been carved into the sword. And the only way the audience will know, or the audience, the viewer will know, is at extreme angles like this one. But for most angles, it will look, the trick will work. Oh wait, there's another setting. Forgot. I think it's the. I might have forgotten to put it on the other floater functions in random flow as well and random starship. So I think it's in material, back face culling. No, there's no back face culling. When mode, out clip. Not working. The back face culling is not working. Maybe it's in the culling. Use camera cull. What is culling? Allow this object and its duplicators to be called by camera space. Culling. Oh no, that's not. Wait. Culling settings. Use backspace culling to hide the back side of the faces. Not happening. Or recalculate. Supposed to work, but it's not working. Kind of embarrassing that I can't make it work. Maybe let's try and turn this on and watch what happens. This they should not be visible back. Okay, maybe that's why. Flip. Okay, let's flip it and toggle off face orient. It's not doing anything. Okay, let's try it. Or maybe it's in the material. Let's try controlled object, new material, and then set this to red. Okay. Then we can try the material and in the viewport display, backspace culling. Still doesn't work with the default material. What it's supposed to do is make the back faces transparent. It's not doing it. Probably a bug. Yeah, it's probably a bug. Unless if you know, just comment in this. Use the comment section if you know the reason, or maybe I'm not, because that's the way I did it before to make it to make the back faces transparent. Just toggle this on, but somehow it doesn't work. Okay, so let's just move on. Um, maybe it works only on Eve. It's okay. Yeah, but yeah, I guess that still works because if we have made it work with the back face culling, it would have made this more potent, but still works for most angles. So you can use this technique to basically do this kind of things to make the geometric decals or other designs that you have, make it look like a part of the object underneath. Okay, selecting this, cursor selected, then creating an empty, and selecting all the mesh types object. parent it to the empty, and then we can move it around to pose it. Just waiting for my second monitor so I can start with the tutorials for the random flow operators. I think I might have messed up the ground because of the added detail. It's using displacement, and I've added in a second layer of detail using quick displacement. Yeah, it's messed up. Okay, normal map, displacement. We already have normal map, so let's try and not use displacement. But we can introduce AO and then control with color ramp to create some dark spots on the texture. There you go. Okay, so that is our sword. I was actually planning just to do a simple small sword, but we ended up here. So yeah, I guess I just hope that you like watching longer videos. But yeah, and that is it for this video. If you have any questions, use the comment section or the links in the description. Hit subscribe and notify, and see you in the next video. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.